I know that for most people, the kitchen is the heart of their home, but for my family, our living room is where we spend most of our time, and yet it's a space we really haven't invested in. I kind of tried to revamp our living room last year, but after our son was born, it just became less of a priority. I replaced our TV stand, I added another ladder shelf for symmetry, and I even installed the old wall panels for my home office, which was only supposed to be a temporary thing while I find a place to store it, but we liked it a little too much, so we ended up keeping it. All that to say, this is long overdue and it's time. I can't wait to share the space with you. We had 3 main goals for this living room makeover. Number 1, we want to make it more comfortable. Whenever we host family or friends, we always need more seats, and someone has to compromise and sit on this black futon, which isn't the most comfortable thing. Number 2, we want to make it more welcoming. Our space just looks so dull, especially in the winter, so we wanted to make it more cozy and inviting. And lastly, make it look better. A lot of the stuff we had in our living room were things that we bought for our first apartment, so most of them don't really go together. Just like in any of my space designs, decluttering is always the first step, and boy was I excited to get rid of this coffee table. We got it on a crazy sale and it got the job done, but the farmhouse style of it just doesn't work for what we're going for. Then I donated the black futon and put our old couch in storage. Both of them have a darker shade which adds dullness to our home, so we definitely wanted to go for something lighter. Thankfully, I had the amazing opportunity to work with Cozey. We've been eyeing this yellow sectional for a while now, so this was perfect timing. We got the 4-seater configuration along with other accessories, and although I was intimidated when 17 boxes showed up at my door, unboxing and assembly was actually a breeze. I was able to put the couch together mostly by myself, and the fact that you don't need to use tools to put it together made it super easy. Each piece just slides together in place, and it was actually kind of fun to assemble it and see it slowly come together. We chose to get this yellow in the dream gray color. It was honestly a toss-up between this and the opal white, but after seeing the swatches in person, the dream gray just looked like it would work better for what we're going for. This yellow is super comfortable to sit on. There's no dead spot. You can sit anywhere and feel right at home. So you can have 4 to 5 people sit comfortably on this couch, and when we need more seating, the ottoman can also act as a comfortable chair. Most of the time though, we leave the ottoman right in this corner so we can have a really big lounging area. My wife and I enjoy catching up on our favorite TV shows after our son goes to bed, and laying here watching TV has been a great way for us to unwind at the end of the day. On top of superb comfort and aesthetically pleasing look, this couch is also really practical. Its modular design allows you to reconfigure or add pieces whenever your needs change. You can literally buy individual pieces from Cozey, which makes this sectional quite future-proof. Not to mention, all the covers are washable, which is absolutely clutch. Speaking of washable, this 8x10 pebble Olivia rug can also be washed, so we don't have to worry about our child or guests making a mess. It gives us extra peace of mind knowing that if and when that happens, we can simply throw this in the wash. Using a rug is a great way to create visual separation, especially if you have an open floor plan like we do. And it helps create a grounded and cozy feeling, and in my opinion, it's very satisfying visually. The trick is to make sure you get a big enough rug to set all your key furniture on, because otherwise it could make your space look really off. The Olivia rug looks really good. It has subtle colors that complements the space very well, and I was pleasantly surprised by how soft this rug is. It's quite nice to sit on, especially since it has an included non-slip cushion mat, which gives it some padding and helps keep the rug right where you want it. We also got a pair of the Solace table in Solstice, which we placed on each end of the couch. They primarily serve as end tables, but they also double as a snack and drinks table, especially when we're relaxing at night. The table has a nice weight to it. It's made out of metal, so it's super sturdy and durable. And I love that it's height adjustable, so you can dial it in to suit your needs. The surface area is just the right size to hold a few things, and I actually love using this when I'm working on my iPad. The next thing we wanted to work on was our entertainment area, and I'm so thankful for the opportunity to partner with Govee to make that happen. First, I installed a Govee backlight 3 light behind our 65-inch TV. This was super easy to install. You simply stick the LEDs and the control box on the back of your TV, add some support clips, plug a couple of cables, do a quick calibration using these orange foams, and what you get is a really vibrant and reactive light that matches the colors on your screen accurately. The Govee Backlight 3 achieves this by using a camera to detect the color on your screen, and with its fisheye correction function, it now has an expanded effective range for better color accuracy, and it looks amazing even on its own. But of course, we didn't stop there. We added 2 floor lamp 2s on either side of the TV, and what I love about this new version is the base now has lights, which you can independently configure to create a really unique look, and these lamps look amazing. I love the ambient light it produces, and you'll see more of this in a second. You might not notice this, but we also added 2 light strips on either side of the wood panel. It's really inconspicuous. It blends in really well when it's off, but when you turn it on, it's like a sweet surprise. Most people don't expect it. It gives a really nice ambient light that's perfect for relaxing, reading, but what I love most is using Govee's Dream View to create a fully immersive experience when watching. Basically, the TV backlight serves as the main device. It detects the colors on your screen, and after a quick and easy setup of your other Govee devices, then you have them all working together to create an amazing viewing experience. This makes watching movies and TV shows just so much more immersive. Everything just comes to life thanks to the vibrant and accurate colors. I seriously love using Govee products. They offer amazing value and I highly recommend them. I have links down below for the products I just shared if you want to check them out, and thank you so much Govee for partnering with me. Behind the couch, we have the Mensa credenza. It serves as additional storage, which we desperately need in this house. Although technically this is in the entry area, it actually acts as an accessory to our living area. The height of the credenza is perfect for easy access to things we have on top of it. It holds our speakers, which worked out perfectly since the top panel has holes. It made the cable management super clean. We also have a wooden cable box that has a 100-watt U-Green charging hub and a few cables. And I also added a surge protector on the other side of the couch so anybody can keep their devices plugged in. Underneath the credenza, we have some dumbbells and mats for working out. And next to it, we have our Eufy S1 Pro, which I think is one of the best mop and vacuums ever. And I talked about it in this video right here if you want to learn more. And on the other side, we have another Solace table. Cozey accidentally sent an extra one, which they said I could keep, which was really nice of them. This is where we keep our remotes, and it's a spot for someone to place their drinks or phone when they're sitting in the corner, which most of the time that person is me. The TV stand we have is from Modway, which I believe is an Amazon brand. It has decent quality. It's a great option, especially for its price, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm not 100% in love with it. It doesn't look terrible, but shopping in Anchorage is hard. We have very limited places to shop, and I really wanted to stick to using walnut for this living room makeover because I see a lot of light wood living room setups already, but that just makes shopping even more difficult because walnut is just harder to find. Regardless, we'll keep this TV stand for now because it works perfectly fine. This TV is probably the oldest thing in this setup. It's a 4K LCD TV and it's at least 6 years old. I've thought about replacing this many times, and I think that time is coming sooner than later, but it's honestly still performing really good. It has decent image quality, which is arguably the most important thing for us, especially since we're using an Apple TV and Sonos speakers instead of the built-in options. Last year, I upgraded our sound system. I got a Sonos Beam 2 for our soundbar, and we have 2 Era 300s acting as our rears. This setup is a huge upgrade from what we had. Watching movies and listening to music is so enjoyable, especially if they're Dolby Atmos. It just brings the experience to a whole new level, so if you want to learn more, I have a full review that I'll link right up here. The Era 300s are sitting on stands that I got from Amazon. I think they look great and really complement the look of the speakers, and it kind of makes it look like they're also a piece of decoration. If you guys have been following me for a while, then you might notice that this ladder shelf was from my home office. Before getting rid of things, I like testing it in a different spot or in a different configuration to see if it can serve a new purpose, and this was the case for this ladder shelf. It now houses some of our picture books, plants, and decorative items. I thought about adding a shelf above the TV, but I felt like it was getting too cluttered, so I didn't. But I want to know if you guys think I made the right call. We also repurposed our old bench as a coffee table in our living room, which we decorated by placing a throw and a serving tray with some coasters. And this setup actually works really well since it's thinner compared to most coffee tables. It gives us more space to walk around the sectional, sit on the floor if we want to, and if we ever need more seating, we can still use it as a bench as well. As part of this makeover, we also decided to revamp the entry area. We've added new coat hangers that I found from Amazon, which I think beautifully complements other things we have in the space. Underneath, we have a small bench so we can comfortably take off or put on our shoes. And I love that it has a shelf so that we can still easily access our most used footwear, especially since we're currently replacing our shoe rack with a cabinet so it looks cleaner. Next to the bench is a cube organizer. It's a pre-made cubby with 3 pieces of stained plywood. It was a really easy DIY that I recommend to anybody who has one of these, and I think it makes a huge difference. Above it, we have a catch-all from Govee. This is where we hang our keys, empty our pockets, so whenever we need to leave the house, we know where everything is. Keys, wallet, lip balm, eye drops, and so on. Everything we'll possibly need is in it. Then I added a 22-inch round mirror to soften the look of this area. This allows us to check ourselves one more time before leaving the house, make sure we're looking good and decent. And lastly, I have a Gather monitor stand here. Yes, you heard that right. This is a monitor stand. But I thought about using it here just to add some organization, and I think it kind of works. We'll see if this actually sticks. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments below whether I should keep it or remove it. When it comes to decorations, we wanted to keep it simple, and whenever possible, we wanted to use personal items over random pieces. The first thing you'll notice are the wood slats. We have it in this chunk of wall by the couch, which is where we hung up our clock. Then I also decided to add a few panels by the dining area, which I think helped tie the whole space together. I feel like it brought balance and reason, and because of this, I didn't have to move the picture frames, which I'm really happy about. And this should be a good starting point when we are ready to tackle the dining and kitchen area. Another key addition are the curtains. My wife really wanted them, and I think it's the right call. It made a significant difference in the ambience of the space. It added some elegance and sophistication, and I love that we can pretty much leave the blinds open to make the most out of the sunlight without sacrificing privacy. I installed the rods as high as I possibly can because our ceilings are quite low, and this is a great way to create an illusion of a higher ceiling, and it just makes the space look more sophisticated. While hanging the curtain rods, I accidentally broke the glass of the wall sconce, which we were thinking of replacing anyway, but it made such a huge mess, so I took the entire fixture off, sanded the area, and painted over it. Then I installed a completely new wall sconce, which looks infinitely better. My wife and I both love plants, so you'll also notice we have a few scattered around. I think this is a great way to bring life to a space and balance out some of the harsh materials that are typically present in modern furniture. Most of the plants we have are real, like this pothos, which we just keep on propagating. They're so easy to take care of, and once it grows like the ones I have in my home office, they just look really beautiful in my opinion. My mom gave us a snake plant, which is another great indoor plant. They're pretty low maintenance and they offer a number of health benefits. But the biggest addition is this 6-foot olive tree, which is obviously fake. I just couldn't get myself to buy a real tall plant, knowing that my son could destroy it at any point. So this should do for now. I placed it on a ceramic pot, which I filled with foam to make the plant look even taller. Then I bought some moss to cover it, and I really like how it turned out. We also have a wicker basket to store our blankets, which are essential especially during winter. And last but not the least, I added a Govee air purifier. This model can cater to spaces up to 1,800 square feet, and I really wanted to have one to keep the air in our home as clean as possible since we live on a busy street and I get pretty bad allergies, so it was definitely a no-brainer. This makeover, in my opinion, was definitely worth the wait. In a way, I'm glad that this got delayed because it allowed me to think everything through, consult my wife about her preferences, and order the right pieces. I have a tendency to want to get things done as soon as possible, and I think taking it slow this time around really paid off. What we came up with is a perfect space for a little family. It's comfortable, warm, and aesthetically pleasing, just like how we wanted it. And I know that this will be a space where we create many memories with our family and friends. Special thanks to Govee Cozey for making this makeover possible. If you're interested in any of the things I mentioned, I'll have them linked down below. If you guys made it this far in the video, type warm in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you loved it, subscribe to the channel. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.